This is why it matters what we hold in our mind, what we think, what we believe. Our beliefs generate our judgments and interpretations. And from those judgments and interpretations, we have our emotional state. And from the combination of those, we're generating a world around us. And so we can cause something else. But in order to do that, we have to first consciously realize we are cause. And so if we don't consciously, then we're causing unconsciously. Stuff's just running like in this meaning-making machine, which is churning out a reality, and we feel like it's happening to us. We don't realize we're happening to life. It's not happening to us. Accepting the atonement for yourself means not to give support to someone's dream of sickness and of death. Just to clarify some of the words, the word atonement in the Course, it means it's really this moment we're all working towards, right? The atonement with a capital A is that moment when we become aware of the truth, which the truth is that we are all connected. We're all part of one creation. That's the atonement. So in order to accept atonement, you have to refuse the illusion. And the Course says this is the illusion of death and dying, that God did not create death and dying, and that it's impossible for an eternal being to create anything other than something eternal. And so the truth of you is not a body. It's way beyond that, and it's eternal. But we've sort of created this reality where it's possible to experience sickness, death, or dying. It's saying don't join with that illusion, not in yourself or in others. Now, it's not saying to discount somebody's experience. As I said earlier, you don't want to cram things down a person's throat they're not ready to hear. It's just saying you can have empathy and compassion for another, but not buy in to their story. You hold space for them, treat them how you would treat a person in whatever situation they're in, but in your mind, hold the truth for them. And that is that they are an eternal being, a child of the Creator, in whom the Creator is well pleased, and whom the Creator has no fear for. We are the ones who generate the fear. So we don't have to be in that for another person. We can hold a higher possibility. It means that you share not his wish to separate and let him turn illusions on himself. That's the big mistake we've made, is this belief that we're separate beings, separate of each other, separate of God, separate of all of God's creation. It's just not true. That's the illusion that causes all the pain and suffering. If we got that everyone out there is part of us, or we are part of them, we would likely treat them very differently, and there'd be likely very different things happening in the world. You couldn't possibly do something that would detract or take away from another part of you. You wouldn't do it. It's like if your right hand doesn't know that your left hand is connected to your whole body, it's only seeing from these two fingers, and it seems like it's separate. It might smack that hand with a hammer a couple of times so it gets mad at it. But if it knew, if I smack this hand, it's going to hurt this hand, it wouldn't do it. We would treat each other very differently. So it's saying don't buy into that illusion of separation. It's just not true. Nor do you wish that they be turned instead on you. So we don't want their illusions turned on us. We don't want them turned on themselves, thus have no effects. When we're not buying in, there is no effect. If you are cause, if we're not buying into another's illusions, they can have no real effect in the world. And this is the state of being a miracle maker. The Course calls us, we're all miracle makers. This is the miracle makers community. That's why we call it that. That state where you hold a higher truth is the place where miracles can come through. Remember, miracles is just a shift in perception, which will reflect in the world. And you are free of dreams of pain because you let him be. Unless you help him, you will suffer pain with him because that is your wish. And you become a figure in his dream of pain as he is in yours. So do you and your brother or sister both become illusions and without identity. You could be anyone or anything depending on whose evil dream you share. And again, the Course uses the word evil very differently than most other teachings. Evil just simply means any thought or idea that generates pain or suffering for you. An evil dream is a nightmare. So any thoughts or beliefs that generate anything other than joy or peace, that's what the Course is calling evil. Anything that is anti-God, anti what God intended for us. And according to the Course, God intends only joy and peace.